皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So guys, I know you guys were waiting for this. This is another series of Shogo is complaining. Yay! Sorry, I'm just joking. No, this is nothing to celebrate, but this is probably not going to be a very long story, guys. I'm trying to make this as short as possible because it's a very simple story, to be honest. But I have been getting such comments from basically from the time I started this channel, and I really, really apologize if I've already talked about this in a previous podcast before somewhere. I think I've said this maybe in a live stream somewhere before, but if I've already made a podcast about it, I'm really sorry. But if I talk about the same thing, please do understand that it's just something that I still receive so much from the comments. And I'm gonna get to the topic right away and try to make this a really short podcast for you guys. The thing is there have always been people telling me, let's say I talk about Katana, and there's always people in the comments saying, wow, so you say Katana in the English way, in the comments. There's like people always saying, oh, that's like you say it in the English way of saying Katana, or whenever I say Kyoto. Like there's been people telling me, please pronounce Kyoto correctly. That the way you're saying it is in the English version, And I'm like, I really seriously do not understand what the heck you are talking about, I'm sorry, I am recording this almost at midnight in Japan time. I am super exhausted after a really long time, really long day, and my I don't know, my head is starting to go a little bit crazy, but I just simply really don't understand. Let's say if I started suddenly saying, I have been training in katana for over 6 years now. Wouldn't it be really weird? Like, let's do the other way. And I was speaking Japanese, and there was an English word that we write in katakana in between. And if I suddenly pronounced it in English, wouldn't it be really, really, really weird? Let's say, I am going to use this cabbage for dinner. Let's say I'm going to be using this cabbage for dinner. 私はこの cabbage をご飯に使います. Wouldn't it be really weird? I think 99% of the people would be like, why the heck did this guy change his language in between, talking in a single language, It's just really strange. If I suddenly said, so right now I'm actually based in Kyoto, and I actually make my videos. That would be weird. The rhythm, the tempo of a language is different. In every language, the rhythm, the tempo, the beat is different. And by suddenly putting in a different pronunciation in, I have to stop every single time I talk. It's just very unnatural. Like, have you ever heard of anyone speaking like that before? Probably haven't, right? And that's exactly the reason why you shouldn't do it, because it's unnatural. But I don't know why there's so many people telling me it. I mean, because let's say there's tons of words that originally were in a certain language and probably pronounced a different way in that language, but now because it's so international, and that word or whatever it is has become so popular around the world that it's pronounced in that language. Let's say manga, anime. Am I supposed to say anime every time when I say it? I could talk about anything else. Let's say tequila, or what did I think of tequila immediately? I couldn't think of a good word that you would say in fiance. Like, I don't know, maybe fiance is not an originally English word. What's a word that's not originally English but we just say in English so often? Is fiance originally English? I just thought it might be a different language or something, but you get what I mean, right? Wouldn't it be really weird if you pronounce that word just because it's originally a different language? If you suddenly spoke it in that language when you're speaking a different language, you would have to just stop every single time to pronounce it. And if you can't pronounce it correctly, you're not allowed to say it. I mean, like especially the opinion saying, please pronounce Kyoto correctly. Like, I'm Japanese, I know how to pronounce Kyoto in the original Japanese form, but Kyoto is now a very international city with a lot of people coming in and coming out, a lot of people living here, a lot of people studying here, a lot of people traveling here. Everyone around the world talks about Kyoto. Yeah. And Kyoto is one of the ways to pronounce it. It's not incorrect. It's just a new way to pronounce it. Kyoto and Kyoto are both correct. There's no wrong to pronouncing a name of a city, you know. I mean, if I was speaking in Japanese and if I suddenly said, "Watashi wa Kyoto ni sunde imasu," that'd be really weird, of course. That would be really strange, and that would be like, oh, you're Japanese, you should pronounce, Kyoto properly. That would make sense, but I am speaking in English in my videos. If I were speaking Japanese, I would pronounce Kyoto in Japanese. But when I'm speaking in English, I will pronounce things in English regardless of what I'm talking about. I do not call myself Shogo when I speak in English. I call myself Shogo. That's different. Shogo and Shogo are different, you know? It just makes it really unnatural. It's like you're trying to run, with your two legs, with your 2 feet, and suddenly you have to skip with your right foot in between a step when you're running, kind of thing. If you're skipping the whole time, it would be okay. But if you suddenly have to skip with just 1 foot, with 1 beat in between while you're running, it'd be really weird, right? So I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. I'm pretty sure you got my point already, but this is something that I let me know in the comments. Where does this idea come from? Like, I don't understand. Is there a way for you guys to convince me or make me understand why there are constantly people telling me this? Because I have not understood why this happens, at all. Please let me know in the comments. And for those of you who listen to this podcast, by the way, I actually have talked about this a little bit in the morning live streams, or just a while ago. I finished the rehearsal of the online lessons for Asayama Ichiden for the Seki Sensei channel. Thank you so much. This is information for only those of you who have listened to this podcast almost till the end. So I just wanted to give you more information for you guys. Thank you so much for listening. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. As I always say, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know there's a lot of people studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to travel, study, or work, or even train our traditional culture and such. However, I am very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because we're facing a lot of social problems, we are losing our traditional culture, and the younger generations who are supposed to be carrying on the good things about Japan are dying because of all the social issues being shoved against them. So I really want to dedicate my life trying to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve social problems, preserve and evolve traditional culture, and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And in order to do this, the nearest goals I have right now is to achieve 100,000 subscribers on my new Lhasa Sixes channel. We've actually achieved already 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, 30,000 subscribers already. Thank you so much. And also on my Yushinkan Summer Experience, I have a new goal of trying to have more than 50 guests coming a month. Yeah, I hope that happens maybe in April or summer somewhere, or in autumn when it's busier, but I really want to welcome more than 50 guests a month. That's going to be amazing. All the other stuff that I do are inside the description box, so I hope you can check it out for me. Guys, thank you so much. I do not know why I feel more energetic than usual, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more work, and hopefully I'll be able to sleep by 2 a.m. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.